For reading today, we're back on the one and only Ivan. We're starting the next group of chapters. If you look at that in the student chapter packet, it's chapters 33 through 41, which starts with the chapter title Arrival, and then the last chapter in this group is Treat. In our vocabulary packet, though, let's take a look at that. So in the vocabulary packet, we're looking at the fourth group down. So it has 33 through 41 there on the left. The vocabulary words we're going to be looking at for these chapters on page 71, that word is coax. What was that word?
Coax.
That means to persuade, like try to talk somebody into doing something. All right. 74, the word is entwined. That just means, think about like a basket. You know how they weave baskets? Like the wicker, the wood in those baskets, that is entwined.
So it goes in.
Yep, kind of in and out of
Like
each other.
Except it's.
The next word is on page 76, and that word is indifferent. Now, you've heard the word different, right? Indifferent means like not interested. And then the last word on page 88 is nimbly. Have you ever heard of the word nimble?
Yeah.
Okay, it goes with nimbly. That just means it's done quickly and it's done very skillfully and very gracefully. So if it's nimbly, are they clumsy? No. Excuse me. Let's look at the student chapter packet. The quick write, we're going to do that right now. So you're on page 7 of the student chapter packet, chapters 33 through 41. The quick write says, describe what you think it would be like to be an elephant. Now, are they saying what it would be like to be Stella? No, just an elephant. Then, describe what you think it would be like to be an elephant that performs in a circus. Do you think it would be the same? What it would be like for elephants? Like if you're just, whether you're an elephant in a zoo or an elephant in the wild, think about what it would be like to be an elephant like that and write that down. Then think about elephants in circuses that have to do those tricks and perform. Think about what that would be like if you were an elephant. It's like you're putting yourself in the elephant's shoes. All right. I am going to give you, do you feel like 4 minutes is enough time?
5.
I'll do 4 and we'll see how many are still working. I can add another minute if we need it. Okay, so 4 minutes to write down what you think it would be like to be an elephant, and then to also write down what you think it would be like to be an elephant in a circus. Go ahead and start. Be sure to write about both of those. Finish up. Go ahead and finish up what you're writing. All right, you can go ahead and put this packet back in your folder and the vocabulary packet. We'll be finished with those for today. We'll get those out of our way for now. Then turn to page 68. It's where your bookmark is, unless it's slid out. But page 68 is the start of our new chapter groups. But it's still continuing on with the story. What was happening when we left off reading yesterday? Amy?
Stella just showed Bob and Ivan the Jumbo story.
Yeah, the Jambo story. And what else? What did we learn was going to be happening? What did we find out? Jenny? Yes, and Stella says it's going to be a baby elephant. So chapter, what is this, 33, is called Arrival. The new neighbor arrives after the 4 o'clock show. When the truck comes lumbering toward the parking lot, Bob scampers over to inform us. Bob always knows what's happening. He's a useful friend to have, especially when you can't leave your domain. With a groan, Mac lifts the sliding metal door near the food court, the place where deliveries are made. A big white truck is backing up to the door, belching smoke. When the driver opens the truck, I know that Stella is right. A baby elephant is inside. I see her trunk poking out from the blackness. I'm glad for Stella, but when I get a glance at her, I see she is not glad at all. Stand back, everyone, Mac yells. We've got a new arrival. This is Ruby, folks. 600 pounds of fun to save our sorry butts. This gal is gonna sell us some tickets. Mac and 2 men climb into the black cave of the truck. We hear noise, scuffling. A word Mac uses when he's angry. Ruby makes a noise too, like one of the little trumpets they sell at the gift store. Move, Mac says, but still there is no Ruby. Move, he says again. We haven't got all day. Inside her domain, Stella paces as much as she's able. 2 steps one way, 2 steps the other. She slaps her trunk against rusty metal bars. She grumbles. Stella, I ask, did you hear the baby? Stella mutters something under her breath, a word she uses when she's angry. Relax, Stella, I say. It will be okay. Ivan, Stella says, it will never, ever be okay. And I know enough to stop talking. So why does Stella seem angry about this baby showing up, or this baby elephant showing up to be with the rest of the animals there? Ivan thinks she should be excited, but why do you think she's angry? I want you to turn and talk. I'm going to have you two talk up here, you two and you two. Talk about why you think she's angry.
I think she's angry because the elephant is a baby and was someone from her family, and she wants to her name wants to be
I was gonna say, I think he's then he's just out of the water, and they stole her from him. And then he's like, come in a cave before me, Conrad, this is an idea.
Class?
Yes.
Okay, did you share your opinion why you think she's angry? Okay, because we don't know for sure, do we? So at this point, we're just kind of predicting. We're making our opinion, we're stating our opinion about why we think she's angry. Let's read the chapter, Stella Helps. There are men still yelling. Some of the yelling is at each other, but most of it is at Ruby. We hear scrambling, pounding, shifting. The side of the truck shudders. I'm starting to like this elephant, Bob whispers. I'm getting the big one, Max says. Maybe she can coax the stupid brat out of the truck. Recognize the word coax? Do you remember what it meant? What did it mean?
It meant to
Persuade. So Max says, I'm getting the big one. What's the big one he's referring to? Stella. So he thinks if he gets Stella, once she's there, the baby elephant will come out for them.
That's one way Mac is rude.
You think Mac is rude? Yeah. Yeah, is Mac kind of angry, irritated, frustrated? All right. All right, Mac opens Stella's door. Come on, girl, he urges. He unties the rope attached to the floor bolt. Stella pushes past Mac, nearly knocking him over. She rushes as best she can, limping heavily toward the open back door of the truck. She catches her swollen foot on the edge of the ramp and winces. Blood trickles down. If she winces, what does that mean she did?
Caught.
Have you ever stubbed your toe or something before?
Yes.
Okay, and you know how that feels, right? Show me the look on your face when you've stubbed your toe before. That's a wince. So it's kind of a pain that you're showing on your face. Is the pain on your face? No, the pain was down in your toe. But can we tell by looking at your face that it hurt? Yeah. All right, so it's like she stubbed her bad leg on that ramp going down, and it opened up that sore, and now it's bleeding. Did we just turn the page?
Yeah.
Okay, no wonder I couldn't find my spot. Halfway up the ramp, she pauses. The noise in the truck stops. Ruby falls silent. Slowly, Stella makes her way up the rest of the ramp. It groans under her weight, and I can tell how much she is hurting by the awkward way she moves. At the top of the incline, she stops. She pokes her trunk into the emptiness. We wait. The tiny gray trunk appears again. Shyly, it reaches out, tasting the air. Stella curls her own trunk around the baby's. They make soft rumbling sounds. We wait some more. A hush falls over the entire Big Top Mall. Thud, thud. Step, step, pause. Step, step, pause. And there she is, so small she can fit underneath Stella with room to spare. Her skin sags and she sways unsteadily as she makes her way down the ramp. Not the greatest specimen, Mac says, but I got her cheap from this bankrupt circus out west. They had her shipped over from Africa. Only had her a month before they went bust. He gestures toward Ruby. Thing is, people love babies. Baby elephants, baby gorillas. Heck, give me a baby alligator and I could make a killing. Stella ushers Ruby toward her domain. Mac and the two men follow. At Stella's door, Ruby hesitates. Mac gives Ruby a shove, but she doesn't budge. Doggone it, get a clue, Ruby, he mutters. But Ruby isn't moving, and neither is Stella. Mac grabs a broom. He raises it. Instantly, Stella steps in front of Ruby to shield her. Because what was Mac going to do?
Hit Ruby.
He's going to hit Ruby. Get in the cage, both of you, Mac shouts. Stella stares at Mac, considering. Gently but firmly, using her trunk, she nudges Ruby into her domain. Only then does Stella enter. Mac slams the door shut with a clang. I see two trunks entwined. I hear Stella whispering. Poor kid, says Bob. Welcome to the Exit 8 Big Top Mall and Video Arcade, home of the one and only Ivan. So, do you still have the same opinion about why Stella was angry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Why does Bob say, poor kid? Because he's talking about Ruby, right? But why do you think he says, poor kid? Turn and talk to that same partner that you had just shared your opinion about Stella with.
You gotta go first.
They were yelling at Ruby, and it was like her first time there. She didn't really know what to do. And then Mac was gonna hit her with a broom. And she also was saying to him that Connor's answers.
Class, class, class.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, did you talk about why you think Bob said poor kid?
Yeah.
Both of you?
Had the same.
Oh, you had the same idea again? All right, now a new character has been added. So now we have the two elephants, Stella and Ruby. We still have Ivan. We have Bob.
We have Joy.
As far as like the animals go, right?
Matt.
And then we have the human characters. Are we learning a little bit more about Mac?
Yeah.
Are you formulating your own opinion about Mac? Is it a positive or a negative opinion about Mac?
Negative.
Everybody's agreeing. Is he a good guy
No.
or not so great of a guy?
Not so good, but he's not horrible.
It's like a so-so.
Have you ever known someone when they've been, or maybe it's been you, I have felt this way before, but when you get stressed out, have you ever felt stressed out before? Okay, and when you feel stressed out, do you sometimes get a little grumpy? Or have you known someone that got stressed out and then they got grumpy? To me, that's what I think of when I think of Mac. He's stressed out. And I think he's stressed out because people aren't really going to his mall anymore. So is he making money?
No.
No. He's losing lots of money because he's keeping this great big old building open. He's feeding these animals. Do you think it's cheap to feed an elephant?
No.
But why? They're just a little tiny creature.
No.
Or do you think they eat a lot?
They eat a lot.
He's feeding an adult gorilla. Do you think Ivan eats just a little bit of food?
No.
No, and now he's saying he's going to eat more to try to get more people to come. So he's spending all this money to keep this shopping mall open, spending money to feed these animals. He just bought a new elephant. Do you think it's going to make a difference in his shopping mall?
Yeah.
Or do you think he's still going to keep losing money?
Keep losing money.
And if he keeps losing money, is he going to get nicer? Or is he going to get grumpier and meaner?
And mean.
Okay. Guess we'll find out. Let's take a look at the chapter Old News. When Julia comes, she sits by Stella's domain and watches the new baby. She barely talks to me. Stella doesn't talk to me either. She is too busy nuzzling Ruby. She is cute, little Ruby, with her ears flapping like palm leaves. But I am handsome and strong. Bob trots a circle around my belly before settling down in just the right spot. Give it up, Ivan, he says. You're old news. What does he mean by that? Give it up, Ivan, you're old news. What do you think that means? Lucas?
Is that like they used to always talk to him and stuff? Now they talk to the new and
Okay. Do you kind of agree with what Lucas said?
yeah.
Like, Ivan used to kind of be the big deal at the shopping mall, but now who's kind of the big deal? Ruby is?
Yeah, Ruby.
Okay. All right. Julia gets out a piece of paper and a pencil. I can see that she is drawing Ruby. I move to the corner of my domain to pout. Show me what it would look like if Ivan was pouting. Might have his arms crossed. Head might be down. If you're pouting, are you happy?
No.
No, so Ivan's not very happy, is he? I think he might be a little jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Bob grumbles. He doesn't like it when I disrupt his naps. Homework, Julia's father scolds. Julia sighs and puts her drawing aside. I grunt, and Julia glances in my direction. Poor old Ivan, she says. I've been ignoring you, haven't I? I grunt again, a dignified, indifferent grunt. Julia thinks for a moment, then smiles. She walks over to my domain, to the spot in the corner where the glass is broken. She slides papers through. She rolls a pencil across my cement floor. You can draw the baby elephant too, Julia says. I bite the pencil in half with my magnificent teeth. Then I eat some paper. What does he think about her idea?
Not very good.
Well, how do you know?
Because he's breaking the pencil and eating the paper.
Okay. So we made an inference there based on what we already knew. He was already kind of pouting, a little jealous. And so when Julia says he should draw Ruby, that was kind of his way of saying absolutely not, wasn't it? We're going to stop there. And what we're going to do today for the rest of our reading time, which is about, we're going to have about 11 minutes. I don't know about you, but when I read, because there's no pictures in this book, but when I'm reading it, I can visualize things in my mind. Do any of you do that?
Yeah.
Do you make up your own pictures of what's happening in the story? I always do that. That's called visualization.
We learned about this in second grade.
And we're going to use that oh my gosh, I can't even say the word. We're going to use that visualization on this piece of paper.
It's gonna be hard. I'm gonna fail.
I do the same thing, Amy.
I just stare at something.
Okay, it doesn't matter which way your paper goes. All right. Thinking about things that have happened in the story. Lots of events have taken place, right? We've been introduced to a lot of new characters. We've learned new things about like Mac and the situation of the mall. We've learned more about Ivan, that he loves Ruby.
No.
No, definitely not. I want you just to do a quick sketch of a part that you think is important so far in the story that we've read. In just a second, okay? So think about what you feel like is the most important thing that has happened in the story so far. You're going to do a quick sketch, and then you're just going to write a sentence or two telling us about your quick sketch. Because what you feel is maybe not, how about not what's most important? It can be, but what you think is most interesting so far. The most interesting thing to happen so far. Would that make it easier?
Yeah.
And then a sentence or two, I'm struggling with my words today, telling about your quick sketch. So a quick sketch, does it need to be super duper detailed?
No.
No, but should we have an idea looking at it, what's going on? Okay. Any questions?
If we have two things interesting and we have some time left, can we draw the other thing?
Of course. It could be more than one thing.
can it be something that's already happened?
Yeah, anywhere through what we've read. Did you have a question? No. No other questions? Okay.